Hey, what is up guys, this is Cobb, and welcome back to another episode of What to Max Next, where we're going to be taking a look at a whole bunch of accounts that were submitted for account takeover, but I can't get to all 78 account takeover submissions every single week, and so this is a way that I can just help accounts out a little bit, picking the top 3 champions in each of the rosters that we're going to be looking at in order of priority that I would take up to level 60 next on this account. Feel free to play along in the comments, people often do, and let's make this a happy little kind of communal account takeover session. Before we get started, real quick, we've got a beginner promo link down below at the top of the video description box down below this video. Click on that link and use that link whenever you want to create a new account in Raid Shadow Legends, or if you're trying to get a friend to start playing Raid, send them that link, man. It's going to get them off to the best start possible. All of the freebies that you see on the side of the screen right now are going to be yours on that free new account, man. Start a legendary champion, a whole bunch of epics as you level the account up, and you can even get Thorlin Foulbeard completely for free on day 1 of that new account as well by using beginner promo code. What the hell was it again? Oh yeah, Demon Slayer on day 1 of your new account, man. Best beginner promo link, go on. Make sure you get it used if you're looking to start off a new account, man. Okay, welcome to the roster of Mr. Eddie. Very, very early days for Eddie. I'm a little bit concerned that he's got early onset level 40 syndrome all up and over here with only 2 level 60 champions on the entire account. Even the Alice is still sitting at level 50 on Eddie's account. We're actually still very, very much in that early team building phase, just trying to get a full team of level 60 champions to help us out on this account. That's where Eddie is at right now. Way too many level 40s, by the way. We need way more level 60s and quickly on this account, man. So I'm going to hide my camera real quick and just point out that we have a level 50 apothecary here who's apparently doing a job for us on this account. And so that's worth bearing in mind that we have the increased speed role sort of covered on this account. We can leave apothecary at level 50, in my opinion, for a while on this account, and he can do his job just fine. My pick for the next level 60 on this account, dude, it's got to be the Alice. I know we've already got Ninja and Deliana built on up as our first 260s, and so there's like an okay amount of damage coming in from them. Ninja particularly good, of course, damage dealer against bosses. But for me, I just really feel like we need a damage dealer that's just going to smash through waves, and it's just going to hit stuff very, very hard with just a big effing sword, right? That's what Alice the Wanderer is all about. She brings the attack aura. She does very, very well without skill books as well as a legendary, which is great to have, right? She's resetting her cooldowns all the time with her passive skill every time she gets a kill, and so she's a good campaign farmer. She's just going to smack waves. That's it. And so Alice is going to be my first pick, man. My second... There's actually so many good champions here, by the way. Oh my god, dude. We've got the Yogg. Kanoichi's not bad. You know, Ethelin's actually very, very solid. Man, dude, we got... There's even a bloody cold hat down there, man. Oh, you'll also notice I preemptively put a cross around Pixniel, by the way. Never book this champion. Never touch this champion. She's got her very niche uses. If you're willing to spend 18 legendary skill books to get her fully booked, which... Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. My second pick is actually going to be Fane. Fane's sitting right down here, man. Sitting at level 40 right now. Fane is one of those champs that the sooner you build her on the account, the less regret you're going to have, man. Just get her built, get her put in your Demon Lord clan boss team, and she's going to bring all of the debuffs. Demon Lord is just such an important area of the game to be blasting, and Fane is so bloody good in Demon Lord because she brings... Well, what doesn't she bring? Everything, okay? Couple poison debuffs on the A2 and a 310, decreased attack debuff on 100% land rate when she's fully booked, which get her fully booked as soon as possible, Mr. Eddie, because that's such an important debuff to bring into Demon Lord Clan Boss. And then she brings decreased defense and weaken on a 410 cooldown. Ooh, it's a 410 cooldown, but the debuffs are a 310 duration. Like, what are we, like, it's insane how much value Fane brings into Demon Lord from those 4 key debuffs, man. Get her built. For my pick number 3, I think I'm just going to cheat. I'm just going to cheat, man. Everyone's going to, like, feel free to disagree in the comments, by the way. That's what these videos are all about, man. Just kind of pitching in, throwing your opinions on in there. For me, I think I'd actually go back for the War Maiden before touching anything else on this account, even before the Cold Hat. Is that insane? I don't think so, dude. I think that, like, War Maiden is our only decreased defense champion on the entire account. That's like an AoE decreased defense that I can see. Oh god, no, I can't do it. I'm changing my mind. Undo it. I'm changing my... Where's my camera gone? I meant to undo the lines on the... Okay, I'm back. I meant to undo the lines on Photoshop. Oh my god, dude. UDK. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be UDK. It's gonna be UDK, man. it's got to be UDK as my third pick, purely because we're going to need a healer, right? We're going to have Fane and Demon Lord Clan Boss putting up all of those debuffs, the poisons, the decreased attack, the weakens, all that stuff. We still need some heals. You need at least a little bit of heals into Demon Lord Clan Boss, and UDK is going to be able to do that job very, very nicely, right? He brings like continuous heal buff on everybody, bit of shielding as well. He brings another decreased attack also, which isn't going to be that useful into Demon Lord, but it will still find use into the likes of Ice Golem. And of course, UDK is exceptionally good into basically all forms of arena as well. And so it's not like he's going to drop off over time. In fact, I'd probably just go ahead and throw all of the skill books into UDK as well. Like, I think this might be the first legendary that I would spend the books on this account. Some people will disagree and say Alice, I think. But yeah, I think UDK is just that good. I think he has that much longevity, and he really, really benefits from the books also, man. Big cooldown reductions on his heals and shields, increased land rates and decreased cooldowns on his A2 as well. Even brings a Provoke A1, which I'm not saying is the best Provoke to get you started into Hydra, but I've done it before in past account takeovers just to get the first Hydra chest on like a very, very desperate team, you know? Then, just to be clear, obviously my next pick, my honorable mentions, are going to include Cold Heart as an absolute priority after this. I then probably think about, oh, you guys can't see it, but I'll just put like an arrow pointing down here, taking up the Apothecary to 6 stars. The Apothecary is just behind my head, so I'd consider taking him up to 6 stars if we have no more level 60s that are bringing increased attack, and if he's the best that we've got on the account by the time we've maxed up all these other guys, by all means level up the Apothecary. After the fact, I'd also consider Old Hermit Yorg on this account, by the way. And just to spotlight this guy for a second, Old Hermit Yorg could actually be a fantastic option on AD's account in particular as a reviver into Chimera, right? He's actually a pretty underrated beginner champion, at least. He's not like super optimal for Chimera, but he can do the job and get you started into like normal difficulty Chimera and stuff, right? Because he brings the revive, which you're going to need 99% of the time against Ram form. He also brings increased attack and 10 meter boost, and 10 meter boost is very, very good in Chimera. Increased speed, 10 meter boost are very, very nice. But he also brings an HP burn on his A1, 40% land rate, you know, which is just a nice little bonus. And so I would consider taking Old Hermit Yorg up on this account, unless we find some better Chimera revivers than him in the future as well. So there you go. There's my picks for Eddie, man. Alright, man. Next up, we have got the account of Mr. What's his name again, dude? I need to check my notes. Mr. Carson. What's up, man, Carson? If you're watching this video, hopefully you are, man. These are the level 60s that we are working with on this account, all up at the top here. Oh, we've actually got Demitha in that pool as well, so that's nice to know. These are the level 60s, and everything else is what we are working with. As I'm making the first pick, I'll go ahead and hide my camera so you guys can see exactly what we're working with here. And for me, at least, for my first pick, I mean, it jumps out at me instantly, you know. For an account that has this many level 60s, it's a crime against humanity that we don't have a champion here up at level 60 just yet. That is an increased speed champion. Not only do we not have an increased speed champion, we also don't even have a speed aura, and so therefore for me, whoops, let me change to green, it's got to be Elva Autumnborn here, dude. This is what, I mean, this, if you're going to level your first increased speed buffer champion, why not make it one of the best ones in the game, right? She brings the increased speed aura in all battles. She also brings the increased speed buff, obviously. In the same skill where she brings the increased speed buff, she also brings debuff removal from all allies on a 3-turn cooldown when bucked, and places a block debuffs buff as well as the increased speed buff, all in the same skill. She brings a revive, which also buffs the person that you revive, some heals on her A1, the speed aura is ungodly, we've already talked about that. And then she brings a crap load of healing on her passive as well. So she's a healer, she's a speed aura, speed booster, debuff. She just bloody everything. Okay, Elva Autumnborn, we are going to use this champion everywhere on Carson's account. He was called Carson, right? God, what's wrong with me? I can confirm that this is Carson's account. Yeah, Elva Autumnborn, she's covering so many gaps that we have in our level 60 roster right now. We will use this champion basically everywhere in the game, and even if we turn out to not use her in some of the dungeons and stuff like that, she's going to be used almost eternally in our Chimera team and in our Hydra teams forever. You know, she's just that good, and so yeah, Elva, very, very easy first pick here. Gotta take a quick moment, by the way, to just compliment this level 60 roster. Like, these are some damn good champions to have at 60 on like a relatively early or like early mid-game account, you know. looking very, very good here, man. One of the gaps that I do notice in the roster as well, like we've got like the Farrakhan and stuff, like big ally attacker here. That's very, very cool to have. Though I do notice that we are lacking 10-meter controllers. I don't see an Armiger in this roster anywhere, at least not on this screenshot. We don't have the Allure anywhere on this screenshot, which leads me to believe that the next champion, I'm going to go ahead and recommend we take up to 6. Oh god, we've got the Ninja sitting there as well. I didn't even see the Ninja. Oh, the little blue-haired man. I tell you what, though, still my next recommendation, I think, is probably going to be the Vizix. Vizix crazy as hell. She is basically going, with a roster like this, she's basically going to solve Fire Knight almost single-handedly. I think for that reason alone, we just grab her. Not only that, but of course, she's a much more reliable Hydra provoker as well than the likes of the Seeker. And you know what? We can still get good use out of the Seeker in like a Hydra B team. We're still going to get use out of the guy and all, but at the end of the day, Vizix brings AoE decreased speed, ally protect, and the Provoke on a 310 cooldown. Nice and reliable. Just a great starter Provoker into Hydra, given that you get her for free. A damn good one. I can't believe I'm neglecting the Ninja this much, actually. Like, I'm looking at the Ninja now, but we've already got Cupidus up here. We've already got the attack as well. It's like a couple of burners right there, man. Like, how valuable is the Ninja, really? He's still really good. To answer my own question, he's still very good. He's still going to be an amazing Hydra damage dealer like one day on this account, maybe like paired up with Mikage or something. He'll still be a fantastic damage dealer into Demon Lord, of course, but besides that, is the Ninja going to make that much of a splash on the account compared to something like my pick number 3, which is going to be a Royal Guard? I think the Royal Guard, man, is going to be a very good pickup on this account as well, and here's why. One, he's an epic champion, right? Much easier to build than the other two suggestions so far. It doesn't require all those legendary books, just the epic tomes. He's easier to get awakened and ascended and all of that stuff. He's also going to provide further 10-meter control and a decreased speed debuff into Fire Knight as well, with his quadruple hitter on his, I think it's his A3. And so if the Vizix isn't quite enough to solve Fire Knight, Royal Guard is going to push that team over the edge, but he's also just a great direct damage dealer and a great boss damage dealer into things like Dragon, into things like Hydra as well. He's going to do very solid there with his big enemy max HP hitter. To this day, in fact, I still use my Royal Guard in, well, random experimental Hydra teams every now and then, but I certainly still use my Royal Guard at least into Dragon, even in hard mode difficulty. His aura is also just particularly stupendous. 35% ally attack in dungeons by 35% is just frankly ridiculous and unreasonable to have that good of an aura on just an epic champion. And so if we're after more progression sort of in the dungeons, Fire Knight particularly, and Hydra, I'd go for the Royal Guard as my third pick. However, I will say to Mr. Carson, that Stag Knight, that Stag Knight is like a very, I mean, might even be tied with Royal Guard. I'm going to cheat a little bit, man, and just name a champion number 4 here in the Stag Knight. Stag Knight I would go for instead of the Royal Guard if we're looking more for progression into Chimera. And the reason for that is simply because the Stag Knight brings a much more spammable decreased speed debuff than the Royal Guard does. That's it, really. Well, that isn't it, really. He brings a hell of a lot more than just that, right? As a double hitter A1 with a chance to burst decreased speed, that's great to have against Chimera for just keeping this debuff up nice and reliably against Chimera Clan Boss. The decreased attack, decreased defense, kind of useful everywhere, especially with like 100% bloody land rate like this has, or 95%, I guess. Given that we're still building our more beginner-style Hydra teams and stuff on this account as well, I would assume, on Mr. Carson's account. Yeah, Stag Knight with an A2 that's this bloody good can even find use in like an early game Hydra team. You know, just throw them in there. Those debuffs are absolutely premium. And so, yeah, that would sort of be my backup suggestion. A bunch of champions that are well worth shouting out on top of this are, of course, the Ninja. Mighty Uko is very good as well. I mean, there's a bunch of champions here I could point out. I'm going to miss some. Husk is excellent for a starter Hydra team as well, if we really want to focus on that. Honestly, Siege Hulk is great. Not a bad champion as well for getting started into Chimera, if you want to build him for that, specifically for that. He has a very high land rate, decreased speed debuff as well, also brings decreased defense, and hits pretty hard too. But there you have it, man. Those are the champions that I would spotlight on Carson's account. And now we have the account of a happy little hedgehog known only as Shadow Man. This is what the roster looks like, and this is, honestly, my camera's not really covering up anything super of note. It's a bunch of rare champs that are frankly going to be turned into chickens, I'd imagine. This is an interesting case, man, because honestly, there's very few options here, and that kind of makes it more interesting. We're going to have to be a bit more creative with our picks and our options here to make sure that we're getting the most out of a more limited champion roster here. So first of all, these are the only level 60 champions that we are working with on the account at this time. So not that many champions built on out. We are lacking healers, but at the same time, we've kind of got that role soft covered for now by the Adeline. Damn, this is a rough one. I'm not going to lie. I just paused recording for a good few minutes there, just really scanning over this one. This one's not easy, man. We don't have any decreased defense champions up at max level, except we kind of do with the Rathalos A1 and the Ninja A1, so they're like soft taking care of that role. Kind of. The Duck the Beast is also very, very good. Huge AoE wave controller, brings decreased attack, that kind of thing. So we've checked those boxes at least. Having the Duck the Beast at level 60 actually devalues the Vorgoth, which is a little bit crazy. Like, it knocks the Vorgoth down a tier because we've got decreased attack and AoE provoke already covered from the Duck, so we'd just be getting the Vorgoth really for the heals, at which point is the Vorgoth really that high priority? I don't even know, man. One thing that we are lacking at max level, I will say, is a decreased speed. You know what, man? I think the champ I would recommend that we take up next on account of that. Yeah, I don't have any level 60 increased speed champions yet. We do have the Apothecary sitting at level 50, who I can see just up here. So I don't even know about this. I would strongly consider taking the Haikatoon at least up to level 50. I would say that. Oh, bloody hell. No, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. We can't justify taking the Apothecary up to 60 just for a decreased speed A1 that's very unreliable when we've already got a level 50 Apothecary right here. I take the Apothecary up to level 60. Straight up. This is going to be our increased speed champion for quite a while. Oh, it sucks that we don't have any champion that can place decreased speed, though. That's really going to hold us back in the likes of Duchess Finite, but also Chimera as well, of course. But yeah, I take the Apothecary up to 60. I would. He's a great champion. If we can farm up his masteries and get him Giant Slayer as well, he can be a great speed booster to take into Demon Lord Clan Boss. Basically, any champion in this game that can just move fast and has at least a triple hitter on their A1, so they can spam out big multi-hitters like this, benefit a hell of a lot from getting the Giant Slayer mastery, so Apothecary is going to be useful there. The speed boost, the heals, that's going to be useful basically everywhere in pretty much all dungeons that we are looking to push. The next champion I'm going to pick on out as my pick number 2. This is still really tough. The more I look at this, man, the more I want to spotlight the Vorgoth, but again, we'd just be leveling him for a triple hitter A1 on the healing, really. Like, and then Duck the Beast already brings a double hitter A1, so Duck is fine into Finite as well. It's not even that big of an upgrade to take Vorgoth into Finite. I think if we're looking for a healer to take into Demon Lord Clan Boss, Vorgoth could be fine, but even that, he's not going to do better than the Doom Priest, okay? Doom Priest, very, very easy to build. She can do great without skill books. She is going to be my pick number 2, man. Love this champion. Doom Priest has quite a bit of longevity, more than you might think for a champion that just doesn't take any skill books on your account. She's basically all about a passive which brings healing and debuff removal every single time Doom Priest gets a turn, and that's like the mainstay of her kit. That's what she's really all about, you know? So this is great for healing into things like Ice Golem, because you're also cleansing the freezes in Ice Golem as well. It's great into Doom Tower bosses like Frost Spider, like Nether Spider, where the cleanses are just very, very important for keeping your team ticking. She's even a great starter support champion for getting started in Hydra as well. Good Demon Lord Clan Boss healer as well, because she can cleanse the stuns from Demon Lord Clan Boss. Like, she's just got a lot of uses, man, for not a lot of investment. And so for me, the chief healer on this account, even ahead of the Adeline, because of how easy she is to build, I would recommend the Doomy. And I know that Adeline has her admirers, by the way, this champion right here. I know that she's got her admirers, but I don't know, dude. I still don't see it. I think she's a fine healer. I do. I just don't think that she's worth the legendary skill books. Like, if you're like early game account like this, you get like 2 or 3 books a month. You know, are you going to spend them on the Adeline? Probably not, and because you're not spending the bucks on her, she doesn't have that much longevity on your account. Where does she really specialize? Sand Devils, I guess? Compare that to the value that we can get out of a Doom Priest on this account. I feel like it's a bit of a no-brainer at that point to go for the Doomy, at least before the Adeline. I'm not saying never take the Adeline up to 60, I'm just saying I feel like the Doom Priest will do a much better job into many more areas of the game. And I think I'm going to have to hit you guys with a plot twist, man, for this last pick. I don't think there's a... Dude, is there even a champion here that I would take up to 60 next as like a priority? There's a bunch of decent champions on this account. We've already touched on Vorgoth 27 times. Honestly, Jarig's pretty good. Nalhorn's pretty good. Hoskarul's pretty good for wave control. All of these roles, however, are covered by the Duck already. And so... yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, the Duck is taking care of business in terms of survival for our teams. All those champions that I just listed, even like the Ward Painted is not a bad champion as well. Skullhead down here as well, I forget his name. A lot of champions here are well worth building, even these rare revivers. But as a priority, I mean, are we talking about the Kale? The Kale? I don't think so. Like, we can level up the Kale to 60 and use him as a poisoner in Demon Lord Clan Boss, and you can get some, it'll be an upgrade, I'm sure, to our Demon Lord Clan Boss damage, but it's not going to be like a tearaway upgrade or like a game changer, you know? And so, I'm going to cheat. My pick number 3 is a champion that's not even on this screen. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about this, but we didn't have a single 10-meter controller on this entire account that was even level 50, okay? Like, they just didn't exist. Where's Armager? Where have I misplaced my Armager? Found them, okay? I'd level Armager on this account, man. Just pull an Armager from a Mystery Shard. He pops up really quite often. It shouldn't be too tough to do for Mr. Shadow the Hedgehog. And I would use this Armager as one of my chief 10-meter controllers into Fire Knight, potentially into Spider, potentially even into Dark Fae and Scarab King and that kind of those kind of bosses, you know, in the Doom Tower as well. Yeah, Armager with his A1 attacks one enemy, decrease 10-meter by 30%. If this attack is critical, he doesn't need books. Just build him up to like level 50, you know, put him in a destroy set so you can use him against Scarab King. As long as you've got like a Metal Shaper rare champion to keep shields up on your team at all times, you can do just fine as a destroy set champ against Scarab King, controlling enemy 10-meter everywhere else. Build him in crit rate gauntlets so that he's got 100% crit rate and he can actually get this A1 off. And I'd build Armager as the next champion on this account unless we pull a better 10-meter controller option. We just don't have any 10-meter controllers in Shadow's roster. At least not that I can see. I mean, I guess technically Soulbond brings some 10-meter control to the table as well, but she's not going to spam 10-meter control against like a Fire Knight boss and solo carry 10-meter control against Fire Knight. You know what I mean? I mean, neither is Armager in some sense, but he's going to do a hell of a lot better than a Soulbond as like a solo 10-meter controller, you know? And yeah. Those are my 3 picks, well, 2 picks plus a cheat pick for the account of Mr. Shadow. Alright guys, let me know if you agreed with my picks down below in the comments, man. Hopefully you played along with us in this What Should I Max Next episode. Always nice, man, to sit down and get these done and give back, you know, to the Discord community members a little bit. And even if I can't get an account takeover done, just a nice little thing that we can do to try and help some people out a little bit together. And yeah, I'm glad to be doing this, bros, as PewDiePie once said about 20 years ago. Thanks for watching. Hope you all did enjoy, man. If you did, make sure to like on the video and all of that good stuff. And of course, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, man, in 2025, or you got a friend who wants to start a new raid account in 2025, send them the beginner promo link down below, man. Get them off to the best start possible with a free legendary champion, all kinds of free epics, and even using promo code Demon Slayer, Thorlin Foulbeard on day 1 of your new raid account as well. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.